and welcome to the first episode of the Defender of Animals podcast. My name's Daryl.
My name's Kenny. How's it going, guys?
Sweet. So, for those of you that don't know me, I started Defender of Animals clothing a few years ago, just before COVID, I think it was, with the idea of spreading the vegan message and earning a bit of money for the animals. So I donated a lot of money so far to animal sanctuaries, and that was the idea behind it, the premise behind it. So if you don't know me, I'm Daryl, and that's what I do.
Fantastic. If you don't know me, my name's Kenny. I joined Defender of Animals. What year did I join, Daryl? What year was that?
Beginning of last year, 2022.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
around about the time that you started the clothing brand, I was going through a shift in career change. Got myself a graphic design qualification some point during lockdown. Went vegan around about the same time, 2020. And then I think I slipped into your little DMs, Daryl.
You did slip into my DMs
at the end of 2021, asking if you wanted help with doing any sort of design or illustration work with the brand. And then, the start of 2022, you took me on as illustrator and designer for Defender of Animals full time. That's how it went, didn't it?
Straight up. I loved the work
Very
that you
cute.
did. And I was very pleased that you got in touch, and we have since taken.
Oh yeah, I did a Architects, the band. If anybody doesn't know the band Architects, and you're going to see in this podcast, I think how obsessed with like metal music me and Daryl both are, and if not in the podcast, with the brand, especially recently.
Yeah,
I did an Architects themed design. I'm sure you commented on it, saying it was sick.
You did. I remember that.
And that was when I got in touch with you, because I tried to start a vegan brand of my own, but then I ditched it because Defender of Animals was already straight balling, so I joined that instead.
Yeah,
and that's the cute little story.
We used to run with the wolves, wasn't it?
Hell must be empty.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, nice.
Fantastic.
And since you joined, we've taken the clothing line to brand new heights and brand new levels of expertise, incredibly amazing, attractive, aesthetically pleasing, gorgeous, illustrative designs. And that is the plan.
Yeah. Look how my camera follows me. Like, you're jealous that yours doesn't do that?
I am a bit jealous.
Yeah, like you were doing a lot of and to be fair, like still the best, if you look at it just analytically, the best performing design, the one that you're wearing just now, surely. Just the OG Defendo o Animals. But you always wanted to do more like illustrative stuff, more bold, like graphic t-shirts. That was what I was doing. So not that there was anything wrong with what you were doing at all, man. It's just we can do both now. We can do that, and we can do some more graphic stuff.
Yeah, for me, it was always for me, like I had no talent. I just wanted to start a vegan clothing line and get people wearing vegan clothing. So I just wrote a few things on a t-shirt, and that was it. So obviously, yeah, when you wanted to help out, that was a very attractive proposal, because we could start making the clothing line more professional, and obviously bring some talent on board.
I mean, you always say you're not talented, but everything that you put your mind to, you always really succeed at. So you're talking nonsense. You're a talented man.
Thank you. That's very kind.
We see that in your work as of the daily.
Thank you.
I'm a talented guy.
So you. So you mentioned that we're both metal fans. What's been happening in the world of Defender of Animals clothing? Have we had some new drops recently?
Big stinky drops, you best believe.
Big stinky drops.
big stank, right? We've been dropping some stank. Now we went right in. Like you were saying, weren't you, that you wanted to try and like incorporate that version of yourself into the brand a bit more. And well, the hat that you're wearing, Anti-Carnist, like we're both like quite inspired by them, the stuff that they do.
Amazing
I
brand.
mean, yeah, amazing. And I think just the like how important that genre of music is to us both as people. I think obviously coincidentally, like we're both obsessed with the same kind of music, even more specifically the same bands. It made sense for us to both like to collaborate on that on those concepts and bring it into the brand, didn't it? Like we probably more than anybody are so excited about the new drop. But there's definitely like a percentage of the fan base that are into that. But you've got to just like do stuff for yourself, don't you? Like do what you love, hope that the world receives it in the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm wearing the t-shirt right now, haven't I? But every time I move,
The camera follows.
moves, trying to show you.
Yeah, it's so nice in pink, so nice.
Going
Yeah,
back
that's
to
it.
like
Not,
yeah,
not everyone's
going
gonna.
back to like
you go.
on you go. You go. No, you go. Yeah, going back to like a text-based like design for us was like something we hadn't done in a while. Going back to just like something lettering based. But yeah, just brought that extreme metal vibes to it. It looks sick. I love it.
Yeah,
What were you gonna say?
I love it too. Yeah, I was just gonna kind of kind of confirm what you've said. Not everyone's gonna love the look and style of it because not everyone's a metalhead, but equally it might attract metalheads into veganism and it might attract vegans into metal. So, and we love it. Like I've got the trackies and I've got the joggers and the t-shirt, and it looks fucking sick as a kind of set.
I'm wearing this set right now, but as we've experienced with this camera, it won't. There's no way I'll be able to show you that right now. But having said that, right, I want to say, even just in like urban, like streetwear sort of fashion trends, like see that extreme jaggy metal writing, like that's become like
mainstream,
trendy across like I would like into like hip hop culture and everything. So
yeah,
I wouldn't say you had to be a metalhead to enjoy the style of it, and it's so we did deliberately make it like more legible, not like too crazy.
Yeah,
it can go there for sure.
Not like proper deathcore text.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Then on the flip side, we brought back like two of the old designs. I think this was all based on how we felt like we should do more simplified designs and more text-based stuff because they sell better in general. And we've just went with those super cute white t-shirt with pastel colors, summer vibes. Like equally, I feel like metalheads can enjoy that. Nothing looks more metal than the irony of you wearing like
white,
baby pink
blue,
and white.
Baby pink. Yeah.
And looking like a crazy metalhead at the same time.
Yeah.
Nothing more metal than that.
Yeah. They're really nice. So go check them out. We'll put some pictures on the screen for your eyeballs to look at.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Peeps, what's going on?
Yeah, so lots of new stinky drops on the site. So go check them out.
Stank.
50%
for everyone.
50% of all money made we donate to animal sanctuaries, 2 animal sanctuaries, one in Somerset, one in Wales. Yeah, and thus far we've probably donated like £1,500 off the top of my head since Defender of Animals Clothing started. So
nice.
Yeah, quite a lot of money. You know, not going to change my life or your life, but changes the animals' lives for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully we can bring that up in the future as well. But
yeah, absolutely. So
not a lot of.
You go.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to say, there's not a lot of brands out there that you can say like you can pick something up. It's really cool, and you get excited about. Everybody gets excited about buying new clothes. I always get excited about buying new Defender stuff. And also at the same time, like proactively do something like for the animals. Like there's nothing better than that, is there really? It's
No.
awesome.
And to be honest, we may be biased, but our clothing is probably the most sustainable, ethical clothing you'll find. You know,
Oh
it's all
yeah.
vegan. It's all delivered
Yes.
in plastic-free packaging. It's
Hmm.
certified carbon neutral, printed
Yep.
in a solar power, renewable energy powered factory in the UK.
100% renewably powered. Yeah.
Literally so good. And you can send back your old items and they'll be recycled into new products and you get
Yeah.
£5 off your next order. So
Yeah. Because the inks are all eco-friendly, non-toxic. Um, so it wouldn't be possible otherwise. The as much as they look like plastisol prints, they're not. They're non-toxic, eco-friendly, whatever. I don't know what the compound is, but
mm,
um, there's no plastic in the process. And as a lot of people, like the more educated people might know that clothing uses a lot of like water, the manufacturing of clothing. But the company that we use, I'm sure they have baths that they just recycle, like they refilter and use the same water all the time, so they never like use more water. They have like a limited water source that they use.
mm,
They literally thought of like every single thing that's wrong with making clothes and made it better. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
They're
with
the best.
fast fashion, yeah. Because that's the thing when me and you are buying new t-shirts and you know everyone that buys Defender t-shirts, that's something that we're obviously concerned about, fast fashion, but you can literally send your t-shirts back and they'll be turned into new products when they're worn out. So you can't get better than that.
Fantastic.
So we touched upon the sanctuaries that we donate to. One
Mm-hmm.
is Pear Tree Farm Animal Sanctuary in Somerset, and the other is Springwood Sanctuary, which is a horse sanctuary located in Wales. Um, Onto horses, we obviously today in the UK had the big event, which is the Grand National, which is the biggest horse racing event in the calendar, I believe. Um, and for those of you that don't know, today Animal Rising protesters were successful in scaling the fences and getting onto the racetrack, and they delayed the race. However, the race did eventually take place, unfortunately, but they delayed the race, which was great to see because obviously horse racing is a hideous industry and horses
Yeah.
die all the time
Yeah.
in horse racing. You know, they're jumping over fences and hedges and breaking legs and then being put to sleep, killed. So it's
Yes.
hideous. It's hideous. And then those animals that don't die in the racing industry, when the racing industry is done with them, they discard them and send them off to slaughterhouses, and they're slaughtered and sold for meat in other European countries and all around the world. It's a
Yeah.
disgusting industry. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. I feel like people it's with everything, like with food, um, with gambling, with sport, everything. It's like people feel like you're taking something away from their culture or whatever, I suppose. Um, Not that gambling's like part of our culture that we should be like celebrating or even condoning or continuing or whatever, but like just bet on human sports, man. If you enjoy the thrill of betting, bet on human sports. There's so many to bet on. Like we don't have to bet on horses or greyhounds or anything. Just bet on human sports, man. Simple as that, isn't it? Really.
because
Um, because I think it's funded, but it's not. Is it not funded by gambling? It's the whole thing's based around that. Is it? Am I getting that wrong? Or,
no, you're
yeah.
right.
So if
But the
everyone stops betting on horses, then surely it comes to an end. So it's like
yeah,
if people are thinking, what can I do? I mean, just
stop
don't
supporting it.
just don't support it. Just don't partake in it at all.
Because the main distinction to be made between betting on human sports and animal blood sports is the human is consenting. If you're betting on
Yes.
boxing or UFC, those people in that ring have consented to be smacked in the head multiple times repeatedly. These horses have not consented to being whipped. These horses have not been consented to having hideous things digging into their gums as the riders ride them down the track. They've not consented to being shot in the head. They've not consented to being shipped off to slaughterhouses. This is the main difference.
Yeah. Like someone commented on like our post. You created the post, put it on Defender of Animals page. Someone commented basically saying, I mean, I've got 3 ex-racers on me, whatever, like wherever they're looking after them. I've got 3 ex-racers, so like, yeah, they don't all die. Like your point, it's nonsense. And then you responded to them with something, and then they had this like response. The person was like, they were a horse rider. I looked at the page, and they had like a few horses, and all their photos was them doing like tricks and courses with a horse. I don't know what to call it. I don't know much about it. And they commented saying like, that's not true what you've said, and then commented again saying like, this is what happens, and then just talked about like when they get killed and shot or put to sleep in the next comment, and a comment where they were trying to like bring down what you were saying. All they were doing was reinforcing the point. It was so strange, man.
It's strange,
but yeah, it's another one of those things, isn't it, mate? Like, just got to hope that people just stop supporting it, man. Just don't take anything to do with it, man. That'll be it.
I hope so. I mean, hats off to Animal Rising. I think that's the first time that the Grand National has been disrupted for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And if you don't know,
I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, it literally just happened like an hour ago. And if anyone doesn't know, Animal Rising used to be Animal Rebellion. So Animal Rebellion is now rebranded as Animal Rising and branched off from Extinction Rebellion, of which they used to be associated with. And now they are now taking a more animal rights approach to their advocacy, which is nice to see.
Yeah. An animal rights approach as opposed to
Animal Rebellion were, even though they were called Animal Rebellion and obviously spoke up for the animals, they were still a sister group, if you like, of Extinction Rebellion. So their messaging was quite heavily environmental focused, whereas now it is literally all about the animals. And we saw them change their tactics in recent months, where they liberated and rescued a handful of beagles from a testing facility in the UK. I can't remember how many they did rescue in the end, but yeah, they rescued them because they were going to be tested on and then killed in the end. So it's nice to see that they're doing really important work.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Has Very anything else been happening in the vegan movement, Kenny, this week? Anything you can think of?
Yeah. One of the worst things this week in the vegan news that we've seen for a long time, at least for me. I'm not sure why, but this thing hit me so hard this week, man. I don't know how many of the listeners will be aware about it, but it's a dairy farm, wasn't it, in Texas?
Yeah.
It exploded while how many cows were inside?
Upwards of 18,000.
Yeah. So this was like a intensive dairy farm. So they were obviously, I don't know, a lot of people see it as like, obviously all the cows are just outside or whatever, but that isn't the case, especially in these places where it's just a lot more intensive and higher populations. But yeah, it was the methane from the cows themselves, that sort of took a light, and then the whole thing exploded, and they were all locked in there. Many people probably filmed it from close by, and basically the cows just all burned inside this farm, and it was genuinely one of the most horrific things I've seen in a long time. I've basically seen it all. I've seen all of everything that makes everyone go vegan. There was something so horrible about this, wasn't there?
Well, I mean,
For me.
visually it was disgusting, but I mean, you could hear the cows
It was,
crying out, which was
that was
like,
it. Audibly, it was
yeah,
so disturbing. It really, really, really was one of the worst things I've seen.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you wanted me to pick it up instead of bring it down when you asked what else is going on in the vegan movement. I'm not sure if I'm not
it's
sure what
hard.
you had in mind, but
It's hard to pick it up. It's hard to pick it up in the vegan movement, but I mean, I just
this
hope
is what
that
it's all
people,
about, man.
yeah,
Like somebody has to speak up for them. It's ridiculous, man. Like, because the thing that everyone will have in common that's seen this, right? People that consume dairy or not, is that they'll all think this is absolutely horrible. But the truth is, there's two kinds of people: the kind of people that caused it, and the kind of people that, well, if everybody was like them, they wouldn't be in that place, and it wouldn't happen. So if you're one of those people that consumes dairy and we witness that, like, you caused it. Like, stop funding the industry. That would never have happened. It's just horrible. I mean, dairy's a horrible industry in general anyway, but yeah,
it is.
nasty stuff.
I mean, they wouldn't exist. They wouldn't exist if people didn't buy dairy products. Like, these are not wild animals. They're not roaming fields. You know, they're not wildlife. They are bred into the world by us humans for dairy. So you stop buying dairy, they stop breeding them, and then they don't get sexually abused. They don't have the babies taken away. They don't get slaughtered. And when shit really hits the fan, they don't die in barn fires, killing 18,000 of them.
Horrible, yeah, in horrible ways, unimaginable situations like that, man. It's unbelievable. My goodness. I think we were gonna, we must be near the end of the podcast here, and I think we were gonna try out something fun, and I think we were gonna ask the listeners as well, like, what would you like to hear from the podcast? Because I mean, this episode we're just started and we're just trying it out. We've got so many different ideas for segments and such like, but I think we've prepared some anti-vegan logic, anti-vegan trolls from the comment section.
Have we?
Of either Defender of Animals or well, myself and Daryl both work remotely for vegan organizations. So either comments from there or comments from Defender of Animals. I've got a couple that I'd like to share with you.
That's good. Please do.
If we're nearing the end of the podcast. Oh, you don't have any? Fantastic. I've got a few. I'll read them out.
Please do.
You can respond to them. That'll be fun.
Let's do that. That's a very good idea.
And as we said, people, when this goes out, please do comment with some ideas what you think we should do. Anyhow, here goes, right? I'll read them. You respond with your thoughts, okay?
Okay, let's go.
Fantastic, right. So this was a video. This was a comment on a video that I created about speciesism. It was about pigs and cats. Let's just read the comment. Pigs are domesticated animals, raised expressly for food. I'm not sure if that's a type or if that's a term. Raised expressly for food. While the cat is a domesticated animal raised for companionship. Any other stupid questions? Mic drop. So they obviously think they nailed it. They obviously think they smashed it.
Yeah.
A philosophical genius. Pigs are raised for food. Cats are raised for companionship. Any other stupid questions, mate? What do you think?
It's quite hard to even comment because you don't even know what they're even trying to say. What they're trying to say is just pigs. I see pigs as food. I see cats as pets. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, that is the problem with the world. Like, that is the problem that you're raising in the video. They're just reaffirming what you've said. But but they haven't backed it up or given any grounds for why that's appropriate.
That's what I was saying, but that's what I was kind of trying to say about the horse riding person earlier on. They just backed up what we were saying in their own words and thought it was an argument against. But it was like what you just wrote is an argument for what we're saying.
Yeah,
but you just haven't seen that or haven't figured that out yet.
Because if you just flip it on its head, which, yeah, we always use this analogy in the vegan world, but if they had commented and said, well, cats are bred into this world for food and pigs are bred into this world for companionship. Like,
any other stupid questions?
Yeah, any other stupid questions? Like, what? That it doesn't make it right if it's a cat or a pig. Like, you should not mistreat any animal, and especially not shoot them in the head or electrocute them and stab them in the neck. Like, what?
Oh yeah, all they've said is like, I do exactly what society tells me to do, and I don't think outside the box. Like,
That's it.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
that's it.
It's like, yeah, they are raised for those two purposes, but that's not like, yeah, that's just how humans have treated them up until now. Just thought it was hilarious that they reckoned that they'd absolutely nailed it with the comment. And it's like, yeah, people often say that exact sentence that you've said, but it's a argument for veganism, not against. So I quite like it. Yeah. This other one, I actually can't remember what video it's from, but
that's okay.
Here goes. Honestly, animals eat meat in the wild. They eat each other. They would eat us if they were hungry. I believe farming would be best done in a very gentle and ethical manner. Obviously, a good life and a very quick and painless death. But that's not the case, and that's worth lobbying for. But to advocate for a vegan lifestyle for everyone, that's a goal which is likely unattainable. Better to advocate for gentle farming.
I love this. There's so much to unpack.
It's a good one, isn't it?
So I can't believe people still bring up animals in the wild eat other animals. So it's okay for us to wank off a bull, inject his semen into a cow's vagina, and put my fist in her ass at the same time, and then let her have a baby. Still,
it's not funny. It's serious.
It's not funny. It's serious. Let her have a baby. Steal her baby. Right? Kill her baby when they're like 3 months old or whatever, and sell them for veal. And then repeatedly do this every single year, and then send her to the slaughterhouse when she's 5 years old and turn her into a McDonald's burger. But it's okay that we do that. That's natural because lions eat gazelle in the wild. You fucking idiot. What's wrong with you?
What do you think about the gentle farming concept?
Oh, well, yeah, look, there's better ways to farm animals in terms of it's better for a cow to be in a field than in a barn dying in a fire. It's better for a pig to be snuffling around in a field than in a concrete shit pen in a factory farm. Of course, that's better for them, but then they all go to the same slaughterhouse and they all get electrocuted in the head or forced into a gas chamber or fucking shot in the head and then stabbed in the neck. All of them. Organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised, whatever, free range, however you want to dress it up, they all get murdered. So that's a problem. That's a problem.
It's the word gentle that I find fascinating about it. So it's like the person, they so desperately want it to be gentle. Gentle farming, quick and painless death. Like, I'm just going to gently kill your brother now. I'm just going to gently kill your best friend. Like, you can't gently kill someone. Do you know what I mean? The word gentle is what fascinates me, but also like her admission, their admission, that we should be gentle. Just, it's like the logical extension of being as gentle as you can to them would just be to not kill them. Surely,
that
would be more gentle.
It's the perfect analogy. Like, I've seen Joey Carbstrong say it a lot of times. Like, people often think there's two options. Like, one is running out of time, 10 minutes left. One is like factory farming, abuse them while they're alive and then slaughter them. One is raise them ethically and kindly and gently and then slaughter them. And people often forget that there's a third one. People often forget that there's leave them the fuck alone.
Yeah,
And
I know, right?
that's the perfect comment for that.
Absolutely right. The last one. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. You say you want to help endangered animals. Okay. But you sacrifice more animals than a meat eater cultivating your produce worldwide. Brainwash sheep, the lot of yous.
Brilliant. Just to highlight, did they say you say you care about endangered animals?
I really wanted to keep it as it was, yeah.
Endangered. Wow. Okay. I do. If an animal's in danger, I do care about them if they're endangered. What do they mean, endangered? Do they mean endangered? Endangered? Critically
I think
endangered? What do they
I
mean?
think so, yeah. I
Okay.
think they mean endangered. And I think that their point is that if we were all to eat plants, it would take up way more space and we would end up killing loads more endangered animals and endangered species than we are now farming animals.
It's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. It's absolutely
So,
false. We ate,
yeah,
you know,
who's going to debunk that? On you go, mate.
I mean, I'm sure you can. I think you know the numbers better than me, but for me, it's just like talking to a child. Like 8 billion humans, yeah,
Yeah,
of which 1%, 2% in the UK are vegan. Like, so you can work that out worldwide. I don't know how many vegans there are in the world, but fucking not many. 8 billion humans, and we raise up to 80 billion land animals every single year. Yeah.
yeah, huh?
Who do you think takes up more space on Earth? 8 billion or 80 billion? Work it out. Who do you think drinks more water? Work it out. Who do you think eats more food? Work it out. Who do you think contributes to more animals dying in the fields in terms of crop deaths? Work it out.
Yeah, that's it. I actually did reply to that one. I did
Did you?
reply to that
What
comment.
did you say?
I said something along the lines of it's actually really well documented that if the global food system was plant based, we would save up to approximately 3/4 of the land that we use for agriculture if everyone stopped eating animals. So that's well documented. And as I always do, right, I said thanks for commenting.
That's
And I understand your like thought process. But like, did you know this? And it's well documented. And I said, you can go look that up and find that information for yourself. You can only hope that they actually do that. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild. But at the end of the day, is it that wild? Because I mean, we can both understand quite easily why he thinks that way. Do you know what I mean? He lives in a non-vegan world, and that's what he's been taught, or at least he hasn't been taught the truth. Do you know what I mean? In his whole entire life, he's been fed seeds and little nuggets of information that makes him biased. So I get it, but I think it's important. Like, we want to have fun, like bringing up the anti-vegan logic and the vegan trolls comments, and sometimes it is hilarious. But at the end of the day, like, it's a serious problem. We can have a laugh about it in here, but yeah, when we engage with them online, we're trying to educate everybody that we can. So
Yeah.
it's all gravy. We need to all help each other out, find our way to the truth.
No, you're right, because it's easy to get triggered and angry with them, but actually, they are just you and me, X amount of years ago who don't know any better because you said they live in a non-vegan world and they haven't taken those glasses off yet and they haven't looked into the information that isn't given to us. It's readily available if we want it, but it's not given to us. We have to go and find
Yeah.
it.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you
Because
say they're like what we used to be like, but I never used to go on like vegan organizations' pages and
no, this is true, but
onslaught them with.
but
Yeah,
when me and you were younger, when we were teenagers, was that a thing?
no, it wasn't.
Social media has come along so far and veganism has come along so far. I used to say stupid shit to my vegetarian friends. Stupid shit.
I never had any.
Well, friends or
So
vegetarian friends?
Both.
Yeah, same.
Both.
Well, I only have one vegetarian friend, I think. But yeah, I used to say stupid shit. So maybe had that have been in the times of social media and the times of the vegan movement being where it is today, I could have been one of those people commenting, saying like, well, lions eat these cows, so I can fist a cow, you fuck.
This is the thing, they're not fisting, like, they don't know about the cow fisting.
No.
They just know about the buying the plastic packaging with the neat little cutlet. But anyway, is that bringing us to an end for this podcast, for the first one?
Yeah, episode 1 done.
Sick. Thanks to all of the inevitable listeners and the thousands that have tuned in. It's really, we're so grateful. And yeah, we'll try and have as much fun as we can with it going forwards. See what we can come up with. But yeah, it's been fun. Look forward to the next time. What about you?
It has been fun. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a nice introduction into what's going to become the most popular vegan podcast ever known to man, woman, and non-binary folk.
Nice. Aim for the stars. Hit the dome that surrounds Earth because aliens are watching us. I'm only joking.
Oh.
We're not gonna hit it in with a flat Earth alien style podcasting. I was just going for a generic podcast joke there, but
no, I think it's been fun, and I look forward to episode 2. And yeah, any ideas, people, leave them in the comments of this episode, which is going to be published across all podcast streaming platforms, YouTube included. Probably we'll find out after this. Short clips on Instagram. Look out for the clips on Instagram and comment if you liked.
We're not looking for content suggestions. We're not going to be talking about aliens or flat Earth. We're going to be talking about Defender of Animals, veganism, and such the like. But some suggestions on how we could make it fun, we're into that. So yeah, there's your little nuggets to think on.
Vegan nuggets.
Cheers. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, vegan nuggets.
Right, it's end of the show. Remember, be a defender of animals.
Yeah, man. Always defend them animals.
Peace.
Peace out.